I look cool with these sunglasses on. I know I do. And unfortunately, they're not sponsored yet.
Watch your lines, Johnny.
Hey, I'm Jane Durden, Sailing Happy Place. Originally from Melbourne, Australia, came the long way, and now I sail and race out of Deal, Maryland.
Hello, my name is John Schaefer, and I'm from the Ministry of Sailing. Once again, we're going to provide you another copy of tips and tricks from professionals on what to do when you're sailing at night. At night actually starts during the day. I look cool with these sunglasses on. I know I do. And unfortunately, they're not sponsored yet. However, it is critical to understand that when you put your sunglasses on at dusk, at that twilight, that golden hour, you're cutting your pupils and reacting to nighttime by 45 minutes. So that time is being expressed significantly. Now, if I didn't have my sunglasses on now, it'd be very, very difficult for my eyes to attune to the darkness as fast as they possibly could. So wearing sunglasses at dusk during that golden hour is going to be very important. That's how you prep during the day. So what's important about light discipline, headlamps, and lighting at night?
Yeah, so number one thing has got to be have it on you all the time, so you're not looking for it. And use it only when you need to use it. So you've got agreed time, you notify everybody that you're going to be going headlamp on, and know where your red button is. So many times people go, oh, sorry, got my white on, and you've just ruined everybody's night vision around you. So it's a left one on mine. Go left and go on to red. Second one that we do is to make sure when in doubt, cover your head torch, and then open it up from there. And your head torch is not for looking people in the eye, so don't have that and turn around and have a conversation with someone even with your red on. It's really hard on the eyes. So there are going to be plenty of times where you're going to have to use white lights. When you're navigating down below, you're going to need a white light on the map because the red light takes the magenta out of the map. You can't see it. So keep that same discipline. Keep your light forward and make sure you're really, really aware. So if you can, bring it aft somewhere where you're covered and you can go off and go and do it. Again, let people know that you're going to be turning the light on. And same thing as knowing where your head torch is. Know which ones are going to automatically go onto red down below and which ones don't have a red and are going to go to white, just so you're really, really aware. When in doubt, say it before you do it.
It's also important to understand how to walk the dog. Yeah, you have crew probably 4 hours on, 4 hours off that are down below trying to get some sleep. If you start to go forward with your jack line and you don't pick it up and walk the dog, and it's going to scrape across the deck and wake everybody up, and now they're going to be angry at you. So that's really important task, is walk the dog. The other thing you can do is set your deck up. Different tools, and my favorite tool out of anything is Velcro. Yeah, that's right, Velcro. Now, I learned this from one of my NASA safety guys, and if you're following the Ministry of Sailing, if you're following our rescue swimmer protocols and programs, you're going to see that one of the individuals that helped us design this works for NASA. He is like the expert engineer for NASA safety. So he taught us the utilization of vertical structures. And always remember, there's no such thing as a vertical structure in space. Okay, but he showed us how to use vertical structures here to put equipment together that you might need. Like, for instance, right here you're going to see, yep, that's right. These are some of our seasickness pills that we have up on deck. So if somebody starts feeling queasy, they can just rip one off and take them. The importance about a seasickness medication, though, it's going to make you drowsy. And the last thing you want to do at night is get drowsy. So if you take a seasickness tablet or any of the medicine at night, you need to really jack yourself up with either some sort of energy drink or some side of coffee. Coffee really keeps that energy going for you.
Little trick, set a time and know when you're going to go and turn down the light and set the light settings down on all your instruments. And by that I mean figuring out how to go off and go and do it. So walk it through before you go off and go and do your race. walk through the procedure so that everybody knows, and make sure you've got every single instrument that's going to need its light turned over to night setting, and do it earlier than you think. So in terms of light discipline, that's keeping your lights forward. So whoever's on the helm, whoever's on nav is going to need you and your light going forward so that they can also see from your light. So getting everybody else with the rest of the crew getting used to using their light forward for the benefit of the people on the aft of the boat.
All right, also what's going to be really important, and this comes in the shift change. When you're switching your shift to another shift, you're going to have to leave somebody off your shift and get the water hot. You're going to have to prep the meal for the next crew coming on. If that's going to be that, you can do that in your shift. But when it comes to a very big meal, if that's what your plan is, you know, racers, we don't do it. We might heat some water, we throw some ramen in, we stir it up, and we suck that thing down, all right? But have a bag of energy bars, all those things ready up on top so nobody has to go up and down. Again, use the Velcro system, Velcro a bag somewhere on a vertical surface, stuff it in a combing box, it doesn't make any difference. Have it quick grab stuff ready to go. Safety. Safety when you're dealing with hot water on board a vessel. Recently, a professional racer getting ready to go around the world, he's out of one of those legs because of a very severe burn of hot water. He burned his foot. He is not racing right now. One of the protocols, again, when you're dealing with a stove or you're dealing with things that are hot, put on your bibs and put on your boots. All right, if there is an accident and you do spill, it just washes right over you and it prevents the injury. Imagine that. 2 years of preparation and you spill hot water and you're out. Safety protocols, standards, be specific. These are the things which will save you later. When you make hot water, when you make hot coffee, put it in a thermos, do it once, do it for everybody. Don't keep reheating. When you have hot water, make 2 thermoses of hot water so you can just throw your mix in, shake it up, whatever it is. Minimize that exposure to a higher risk or higher temperature by making it all for once, and do that during the daytime. With today's thermoses, things like this, they will last for almost 24 hours and only lose a few degrees of temperature. And always remember, when on camera, face your product. This is Velocity. So also part of your preparation comes in when you're shopping. Yeah, that's exactly right. It's the things that you choose to purchase. At night, it's very important that you have retroreflective stickers or built into the material that you're wearing. For instance, this shoulder patch here from this jacket has got retroreflective all over it on both sides here, and then on the back we've got name signals and that. So our racing teams always have the names on the back and retroreflective, so that way if somebody does go forward, we know who that person is. It's a lot easier to call someone by name than hey you, who's on the front of the boat and things like that. If your mind, body, and soul isn't right, then your sailing is also not going to be right. So you need to brief your crew what the expectations are. Everybody has to be on the same page. They have to know what the safety protocols are. Our safety protocols when we race and whenever we're sailing is at night, no matter what the conditions are, jack lines are out and everyone's clipped in. Additionally, the doors are closed, we shut the hatch, things are locked down. That's how we roll, and that's what we do. So one of the things I want you to pay attention to here is the helmsman's job at night. And I know it's dusk right now, but it's a beautiful shot. But the helms person's job at night is to drive the boat. And so the second person, and if you have the capability to do this, on Velocity we have a swivel built in on the scan strut here. One of the things you have the ability to do is just have the co-watch person right here doing all the navigation. So the only responsibility that your person at the helm does is to drive the vessel. And then your co-pilot, or what would you say, your assistant here on watch, is doing all the navigation and talking to them. And that really helps the concentration. You know, the hardest thing when us professionals are coaching people on their boats is to get the owner off of the helm, because often the owner can do everything, or there's one person that can do everything on the boat, and they try to drive the boat and they try to do navigation at the same time. It's recommended that you don't do that. Train your crew in a manner so that one person is absolutely doing the driving or working the helm and the helmsperson, and then somebody else can be sitting close by and then providing the information needed on navigation. One of the things you'll see here is just on this vessel they have some blue uplights, and what's nice about the blue uplights is it gives the trimmers the ability to see what the telltales are doing at night. And although it's dusk and this camera is taking full advantage of the light, it is still pretty dark. And if you do go forward here, you can still see the telltales, and you can see how the blue uplights are showing what sail trim looks like.
Thank you for joining us here at the Ministry of Sailing. We hope you enjoyed this. Sail safe, make it fun for everyone. Subscribe.